The impossible isn't a wall, it's a doorway waiting for your belief to open it. Think about that. Close your eyes and feel it. The moment you decide something is possible truly, deeply, without hesitation, the universe starts shifting. It's like the gears of a massive, unseen machine click into place, working just for you. What if the impossible wasn't some distant mountain, but a keyhole you've been holding the key to all along? You see, the only thing keeping you from walking through that doorway is the story you tell yourself. It's too hard. I don't have what it takes. Who am I to deserve this? These aren't facts, they're illusions. They're like fog on a glass window. Wipe them away with belief, and suddenly the doorway is crystal clear. Now, here's a hook that might surprise you. The impossible doesn't resist you, it invites you. Think about the people who've achieved the unimaginable. They didn't have all the answers when they started. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb on his first try. Oprah didn't start as a media mogul. They just decided that it could be done. Here's the twist: the universe isn't looking for your perfection. It's looking for your decision. The moment you say, this is possible, this is for me, that's when the magic begins. Picture this: you're standing at a riverbank. The current looks too strong, the water too cold. But what if I told you the current wasn't against you? What if it's been waiting to carry you all along? All you need to do is step in. This isn't about forcing things to happen. It's not about struggling, pushing, or fighting. It's about aligning. Alignment is the secret. When you align your thoughts, your energy, your belief with what you want, doors you didn't even know existed begin to open. Here's a story I love. A man dreams of traveling the world but says, I'll never afford it. It's impossible. One day he changes the story. He decides it's possible. That week he meets someone who tells him about teaching English abroad. The next month he's on a plane, fully funded, living his dream. Was it luck? Coincidence? No, it was alignment. Here's the thing: your belief isn't just a mindset. It's a signal. Every thought you think sends a vibration into the universe. A message. When you believe something is possible, that signal says, I'm ready. And the universe? It listens. It doesn't ask, are you sure you're good enough? Do you have all the answers? It simply says yes. But here's the catch: you can't fake belief. You can't just say the words. You have to feel it in your bones. What if you started acting as if it's already true? What if instead of waiting for proof, you created proof with your energy? Here's a quick exercise. Imagine your impossible dream. Now ask yourself, what would I do right now if I already believed this was possible? Would you make that phone call? Would you take that class? Would you dare to take the first step? That's how doors open. Not because you waited for a guarantee, but because you moved first. The impossible isn't about logic, it's about faith. It's like planting a seed in the ground. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, you trust the process, and one day there it is. What if your dream is the seed? You've planted it. Now nurture it with belief. And here's a final thought to hold on to: every impossible thing that has ever happened, every invention, every breakthrough, every miracle started the same way. Someone decided it wasn't impossible after all. So what are you waiting for? That doorway is right in front of you. The key is in your hand. All that's left is for you to step through. Are you ready? Routine is the brush, and your life is the canvas. Think about that for a moment. Every single day, every choice you make, every habit you nurture, it's a stroke on the canvas of your existence. The question is, are you painting with intention, or are you letting the brush move aimlessly? Here's the thing: life isn't created in dramatic bursts. It's not the one big decision, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, or the grand leap forward. Life is crafted in the quiet, consistent moments. What if I told you the masterpiece you dream of is already within your reach? Not someday, not when things are just right, but here and now, in the power of your daily routine. Picture this: an artist sits down every morning. He doesn't wait for inspiration to strike. He doesn't wait for the perfect light or the perfect mood. He shows up, picks up the brush, and begins. Some days the strokes are bold and confident, other days they're hesitant. unsure. But he paints anyway. What if your routine is that brush? Each action you take, each habit you build is a stroke adding depth, color, and meaning to your life's canvas. Now let's pause and ask, what does your canvas look like right now? Is it vibrant, full of purpose, with every stroke telling a story of intention and growth? Or is it cluttered with random splashes painted by autopilot and distraction? Here's the secret: your habits are more powerful than your goals. Goals are the destination, but habits are the vehicle. They're the steady, reliable engine that moves you closer to what you want. Day by day, inch by inch, think about the life you want to live, the person you want to become. What daily actions align with that vision? Here's a quick exercise. Imagine your dream life as a finished painting. What does it look like? What emotions does it evoke? Now ask yourself, what small, consistent strokes do I need to make today to bring this picture to life? It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Want to be healthier? Start with 1 glass of water in the morning. Want to be a writer? Write 1 paragraph a day. Want to be more present? Spend 5 minutes in silence, noticing your breath. These tiny actions might seem insignificant, but here's the truth: the brush never stops moving. Every day, you're either adding to your masterpiece or letting it fade. Let me tell you a story about Michelangelo. When people saw the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, they called it a miracle. But do you know what he said? If people knew how hard I worked, they wouldn't call it genius. His masterpiece wasn't magic, it was routine. What if your life could be your Sistine Chapel? But here's the catch: you have to paint with intention. You have to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Think of a garden. You can't just plant seeds and walk away. You have to water them, pull the weeds, and nurture the soil. That's what routine does. It's the water, the sunlight, the care that transforms your seeds of potential into a flourishing garden. Now, let me ask you this: are you feeding the habits that bring your dreams to life, or are you watering the weeds? Here's a little trick: stack your habits. Attach a new habit to something you already do. Want to start meditating? Do it right after you brush your teeth. Want to journal? Do it with your morning coffee. Small steps, consistent action. That's how you paint a masterpiece. And don't be afraid of the messy strokes. Every great artist has moments of doubt. Every canvas has layers that don't make sense at first. But trust the process. Trust that even the imperfect strokes are part of the picture. Here's the kicker: your routine doesn't just shape your life, it shapes you. The more you show up, the more you become the kind of person who shows up. The more you act with intention, the more you become intentional. It's not just about what you're creating, it's about who you're becoming in the process. So what if today was the day you picked up the brush with purpose? What if every small choice you made, every meal you ate, every word you spoke, every thought you nurtured was a stroke of intention? The masterpiece is already waiting within you. The brush is in your hands. The only question left is, how will you paint today? You don't get what you wish for, you get what you expect. Think about that. Let it sink in. Wishes are fragile, they float around like balloons in the wind. Here one moment, gone the next. Expectations though, expectations are anchored. They're rooted in your belief, in your conviction that what you desire isn't just possible, it's already on its way to you. Here's the secret: when you start expecting miracles, you don't just invite them into your life, you make space for them. What if I told you that your expectations are like a magnet? They pull into your reality exactly what matches the energy you're putting out. Now, let me ask you, what are you expecting right now? Are you expecting struggle, disappointment, and scarcity? Or are you expecting joy, abundance, and transformation? Because here's the truth: the universe doesn't give you what you hope for with your fingers crossed. It gives you what you prepare for with your energy, your thoughts, your actions. Picture this: you're planting a garden. You don't just toss seeds into the ground and hope for the best. You water them, you tend to them, you make sure the soil is rich and the sun is shining. Why? Because you expect them to grow. Now imagine if you approached your life the same way. What if, instead of wishing for things to change, you acted as if the change was already happening? What if, instead of hoping for miracles, you expected them so fully that every step you took reflected that belief? This isn't about blind optimism. It's about alignment. Here's a powerful story to illustrate this. There was a village facing a severe drought. The people decided to gather and pray for rain. On the day of the prayer, only one boy brought an umbrella. Think about that. That's the difference between wishing and expecting. The boy didn't just hope for rain, he knew it was coming. He prepared for it. Now ask yourself, are you walking through life with your umbrella? Expectations aren't just thoughts, they're energy. When you expect something, you shift your vibration. You align yourself with the reality you want to create. What if I told you the extraordinary could become your everyday reality? It starts with the small things. If you wake up expecting the day to be stressful, guess what? Stress will find you. But if you wake up expecting magic, expecting opportunities, expecting solutions, you'll start to notice them everywhere. It's like tuning into a radio station. The frequency you choose determines the music you hear. So what frequency are you tuning into? Here's an exercise every morning. Ask yourself, what miracle am I expecting today? Say it out loud, write it down, feel it in your heart. You'll be amazed at what starts showing up. But here's the twist, you have to believe it before you see it. Most people wait for proof. They wait for the results before they allow themselves to believe. But the universe doesn't work like that. It's like a thermostat. You don't wait for the room to heat up before you set the temperature. You set the temperature first, and the room adjusts to match. Your expectations are the thermostat for your life. Set them high. Set them with intention. Think about the times in your life when something incredible happened. Maybe you landed a dream job, met someone amazing, or stumbled upon an opportunity that changed everything. Were those moments random? Or were they the result of you aligning with what you truly believed was possible? Here's a story. I love. A woman wanted to run a marathon, but kept telling herself, I'm not a runner. One day she changed the script. She didn't just wish she could do it, she expected it. She started training as if the marathon was already on her calendar. And 6 months later, she'd crossed the finish line. What changed? Her belief, her expectation. When you expect greatness, you show up differently. You carry yourself with confidence. You make decisions from a place of abundance, not fear. Here's the challenge, start small. Expect the traffic light to turn green. Expect a kind word from a stranger. Expect an idea to come to you when you need it most. And when those small miracles start showing up, let them build your faith. Let them remind you that the universe is always working with you, not against you. Here's another hook for you. What if your expectation is the invitation? What if the extraordinary is already standing at your door, waiting for you to open it with your belief? Remember, this life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. And when you make expecting miracles a habit, you transform yourself into someone who lives in harmony with the extraordinary. So, let me ask you again, what are you expecting right now? Every great feat started as an unshakable belief. Think about that for a moment. Before the invention of flight, someone believed it was possible to soar through the skies. Before the first light bulb illuminated a room, someone believed it was possible to harness light. Before Everest was conquered, someone believed that summit could be reached. What if that someone could be you? You see, belief is not just a thought. It's not wishful thinking or some vague hope. Belief is a force. It's the spark that ignites the impossible and turns it into reality. Here's a powerful question. What are you believing about your life right now? Because here's the truth, your belief sets the tone for everything that follows. When you commit to the impossible as your new normal, something extraordinary happens. The house stops being your job. The universe starts moving, shifting, aligning pieces you can't even see yet. Think about it like this. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast canyon. On the other side is your dream so far away it feels unreachable. But then, out of nowhere, a bridge starts to appear plank by plank as soon as you take that first step forward. That's what belief does. The how takes care of itself when you focus on the why and the what. Here's a story I love. There was a man who wanted to change the world. He had no money, no resources, no connections. People laughed at him, told him it was impossible. But he had an unshakable belief that he could make a difference. Every day he took small steps. He spoke his truth, reached out, and stayed committed. Years later, he built an organization that impacted millions of lives. How did he do it? He didn't wait for the perfect plan. He believed, and the plan revealed itself along the way. What if the same could be true for you? Now, let's be honest, there will be doubts. That little voice in your head that whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? But here's the key, you don't need to silence the doubt. You just need to stop feeding it. Imagine you have two wolves inside you. One is doubt and fear, and the other is belief and courage. The one that grows is the one you feed. So ask yourself, which wolf are you feeding today? Because every time you choose belief over doubt, you're building momentum, you're strengthening the muscle of possibility. Picture a seed planted in the soil. It doesn't grow into a tree overnight. It takes water, sunlight, and time. But the seed doesn't question its ability to grow. It doesn't wonder, am I good enough to be a tree? It simply grows because that's what it's meant to do. What if you're that seed? What if all you need is the belief to keep showing up, trusting that the how will unfold? Here's the thing, the universe isn't asking you to figure out every detail. It's not asking for perfection or certainty. It's asking for commitment. Commitment to your vision. Commitment to taking that first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Think about the Wright brothers. When they dreamed of flight, they didn't have advanced technology or resources. They had belief. And that belief pulled them through failure after failure until one day they lifted off the ground. Failure didn't stop them because they were already living in the world where flight was possible. What if you started living in the world where your dream was possible? What if you woke up every day and acted as if the impossible was already on its way to you? That's the power of unshakable belief. It transforms your mindset, your actions, and ultimately your reality. Here's a little exercise. Write down the biggest, wildest dream you have, the one that scares you, the one that feels impossible. Then ask yourself, if I truly believe this was possible, what would I do today? And then do it. It doesn't matter how small the action is. What matters is that you're moving. Because here's the secret, belief isn't just about thinking, it's about being. Be the person who believes. Be the person who takes action. Be the person who decides that the impossible isn't a wall, it's a door waiting for you to push it open. What if, right now, the universe is waiting for you to say, I'm ready? What if every great thing you've ever wanted is already aligning behind the scenes, waiting for you to commit fully? Here's the final thought I'll leave you with. No one ever achieved greatness by playing small. Every great feat started as an unshakable belief. The only question is, will yours? Your daily routine is a signal to the universe. Think about that. The way you wake up, the energy you bring, the thoughts you repeat, every action is sending a message, a vibration, a frequency into the universe. And the universe, it mirrors you. What if, instead of treating your routine like a list of tasks to get through, you treated it as a ritual, a declaration that your dreams are already on their way? You see, most people wait. They wait for proof before they believe. They wait for results before they commit. But here's the secret, life doesn't work that way. The universe doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to conviction. Imagine this, you're holding a tuning fork. When you strike it, it vibrates at a specific frequency. Now, if there's another tuning fork nearby, one tuned to the same frequency, it starts vibrating too without you even touching it. That's how the universe works. Your daily routine is like striking that tuning fork. Whatever vibration you send out, the universe matches. So let me ask you, what are you vibrating right now? Are you showing up each day with the energy of, I hope this works, or with the energy of, it's already done? Because there's a world of different. Here's a hook for you, act as if the impossible is already done. What would your day look like if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that your dream was already on its way? Would you wake up with excitement? Would you take care of your body like it's carrying you toward greatness? Would you speak to yourself with kindness, knowing you're the creator of something extraordinary? That's the energy that moves mountains. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman who dreamed of being a best-selling author, but every day she doubted herself. Who am I to write a book? What if no one reads it? Her routine was scattered, her energy uncertain. Then one day she decided to shift. She started waking up every morning and writing for 1 hour, no excuses, no distractions. She told herself, I'm already an author, my book is already a success. She even created a mock cover and put it on her desk as a reminder. Within a year, her book was published. Within 2, it hit the bestseller list. Did the routine itself make it happen? No, it was the signal she sent through that routine. Her belief was clear, her vibration was aligned. So I ask you, what signal are you sending with your routine? Are you showing up like someone who's waiting for life to happen to them? Or are you showing up like someone who knows they're shaping their reality? Here's the truth: the universe doesn't deliver to someday, it delivers to now. If you want abundance, show up with gratitude for what you already have. If you want love, show up as someone who radiates love. If you want success, show up like someone who's already living it. And it's not just about big actions, it's the little things. The way you make your morning coffee, the way you greet the day, the way you talk to yourself when no one else is listening. These moments might seem small, but they're powerful. Here's a visual. Think of your daily routine like drops of water falling into a pond. Every drop creates a ripple. Over time, those ripples overlap, expanding outward, creating waves. Your life is those waves. What if your routine became a sacred practice? What if every morning, instead of rushing through your day, you paused and set an intention? What if every meal became a moment of gratitude? What if every time you looked in the mirror, you saw the version of yourself you're becoming, not the version you're leaving behind? The universe can only meet you at the level you're willing to rise to. Think of it like a dance. You take a step forward, and the universe takes a step toward you, but you've got to lead. There's a story about a farmer who prayed for rain every single day during a drought. But here's the difference. While others were complaining about the dry fields, he went out each morning and prepared the soil, planting seeds as if the rain was already falling. And when the rains finally came, his fields flourished while others stood barren. What was the difference? His routine wasn't just a task, it was a signal, a declaration of belief. What if you could do the same? Instead of waiting for the universe to show you proof, what if you became the proof? What if every step you took, every habit you built, every choice you made screamed, I believe? Here's a practice to try tomorrow morning. Before you do anything else, ask yourself, what would my routine look like if my dream was already here? Would you carry yourself differently? Would you smile more? Would you take better care of your energy? Start there. Because the truth is, your routine is like a lighthouse. It shines a light that attracts everything in alignment with it. If you're shining the light of doubt, you'll attract more doubt. But if you're shining the light of belief, of trust, of action, nothing can stop the ships from finding their way to your shore. The impossible will manifest, not because you waited for it, but because you lived as though it was already yours. So what will your signal be? The limits you see are only the ones you believe. Think about that for a moment. What if the barriers you think are holding you back aren't even real? What if they're just walls you built in your mind, brick by brick, with every doubt, every fear, every story you've told yourself? Here's the truth: those limits don't exist anywhere except in your belief system. Picture this: a baby elephant is tied to a small post with a rope. It tries to break free, but it can't. It's too small, too weak. Over time, it learns this rope is stronger than I am. I can't move beyond it now. Fast forward. The elephant is fully grown, powerful, capable of ripping that post out of the ground without effort. But it doesn't. Why? Because it still believes the rope is stronger. What if you're like that elephant? What if the limits you feel, the ones that say, I can't start that business, or I'll never be good enough, or this dream isn't for me, are just ropes you tied yourself to years ago? Here's a hook for you. What if you untied the rope today? What if you took one step past that invisible barrier and realized it was never holding you back in the first place? The mind is a powerful thing. It can build prisons or it can open doorways to freedom. Here's a story I love. There was a man trapped in a cell for years. Every day he stared at the locked door, wishing for a way out. One day, in a moment of desperation, he walked up to the door and pushed it. To his shock, it swung open. It had never been locked. What if your limits are like that door? The only thing keeping it closed is the belief that it's locked. Let's break this down. Every time you say, "I can't," you reinforce the walls. Every time you tell yourself, "I'm not ready," or "it's too late for me," you tighten the rope. But here's the twist: the moment you choose to believe otherwise, the walls crumble. Think about it. The people who achieve the impossible aren't different from you. They don't have superpowers, they just see the limits for what they are, illusions. Imagine for a second that there are no limits. None at all. What would you do? Would you quit that job that drains you? Would you start that passion project you've been dreaming of for years? Would you finally take that leap, even if it scared you? Here's the thing: the moment you act as if there are no limits, the universe starts to agree with you. It's like walking into a dark room. At first you can't see a thing, but the moment you turn on the light, everything changes. What if your belief is the light switch? What if, by simply flipping it, you could illuminate the path to everything you've ever wanted? But here's the catch: breaking free from old patterns isn't easy. Those patterns are comfortable, familiar. They whisper, "Stay here, it's safe." But safety is the enemy of growth. Growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you dare to believe there's more for me. Take a moment and ask yourself, what's one belief you've been holding on to that's keeping you stuck? Maybe it's, "I'm not smart enough," or "I don't have the resources," or "it's too late for me." Now challenge it. Ask yourself, what if that's not true? What if I've been wrong all this time? Here's a surprising truth: the barriers you think are holding you back often dissolve the moment you stop believing in them. Think of it like a mirage. From a distance, it looks like a wall. But as you get closer, you realize it's nothing but air. What if the barriers in your life are just mirages? Here's a practical tip: start small. Break one old pattern today. Take one action that scares you. Send that email. Have that conversation. Take that first step. Because here's the secret: confidence doesn't come first. Action does. The more you act, the more your belief grows. And the more your belief grows, the smaller your limits become. You've heard of the phrase, "seeing is believing," but what if the opposite is true? What if believing is seeing? What if, by choosing to believe in infinite possibility, you start to see it everywhere? Here's the reality: the universe is infinite. There's no shortage of opportunities, abundance, or possibilities. The only shortage is in your willingness to believe. So what if today was the day you stopped playing small? What if you decided right now to break free from the old patterns and step into a life of infinite possibility? The limits you see are only the ones you believe. And belief, that's something you can change in an instant. Thanks for joining me today. If you found value in this discussion, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more motivational content. Share your thoughts in the comments below.